What's up, y'all?
Hi, guys. It really helps if you subscribe.
It does.
So go ahead and do that for us right now.
Feel free.
We'll catch you in a second.
Yes, we will.
Live from Washington, D.C., you are listening to Just John and Angel. It's J Radio Network.
There's no tricks. Ooh, there's a love.
Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast, your place to level up your intimacy.
Yeah.
Lance J Radio Network, WOLDC, WVOL Nashville, and I believe KIXI 880 AM in Seattle.
Yes. In
Which is
Seattle.
exciting.
New affiliate. Very exciting.
Hey, guys.
Yes. We're excited to be with you today.
Yes.
We're actually filling in for Lance because he's down for the count for a little
Down
while.
for the count? Yeah.
Dog.
We all are sometimes, you
Down
know?
for the count.
We all have had those times. So.
It seems like this is just the time of year where it seems like things are going around. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So we're glad to be able to fill in for Lance. Thank you,
Yeah.
Lance, for this opportunity as usual. And we're excited to be on here tonight. Got a few things in the news.
Yeah.
Something funny that happened recently to Mona Lisa at the Louvre.
You know, I thought that was kind of hilarious.
Well, I saw the video. I thought it
Okay.
was like serious. I was doubling over in laughter.
Yeah. What's funny to me is that the guy took the time to get a wig, sit in a wheelchair, and pretend to be an old lady.
Yes.
That's what made me laugh.
Yes.
Like,
so you guys know there was
really?
somebody that threw some cake at the Mona Lisa at the Louvre and hit like bullseye right in the face. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't in the face.
Yeah, was it?
Was it?
I thought it
No.
was right in her face.
It was right below.
Well,
right
maybe,
below.
whatever. Either way, you had somebody doing that. But the funny thing was that the guy went to the trouble of acting like he was actually an old lady.
I
I'd be
know,
able to,
but
you know.
I was thinking, like, you did all that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he said he did it for Earth, about something dealing with,
Which I don't even get.
I don't get what
I
it
don't
was,
understand.
something dealing with the Earth.
Right.
And I was just like, for real, like, was it worth fingerprints and a mugshot? Like, seriously.
Yeah, being
not
being
sure.
arrested. You know what I'm saying? I'm not positive
I'm not
about
sure
that.
it was worth all that.
If
'cause
he
it
wanted
didn't-
15 minutes of fame, he got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess
That's
so.
the bottom line. Anyway, that joke is hilarious, man. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have seen
I
that
don't
online
know.
yet, but you need to look
You
that
need
up.
to look it up, 'cause
It's
it was
hilarious.
pretty funny.
Now, well, I thought that was interesting, though, that this has happened. You know, I don't think about stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to do something to a painting, I would think I'd want to steal it or something because it's financially beneficial. I don't know that I would think of defacing it in any way just because,
Well,
what
he
did
had
Mona
his
Lisa do to me?
reasons. He had his something about the painting,
Right.
Something about that and
But
Earth.
but this is not the first time.
Keeping the earth-
Like in the 1950s, somebody attacked that same painting with acid.
with acid.
And I
then,
guess
what,
they-
1911 was another time.
I think, yeah, something happened in 1911 too.
Oh, it was
but-
stolen in 11.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was actually stolen in 11.
That one makes sense to me.
And he tried, like for 2 years, it was
Right,
gone.
right.
And tried to sell it, and that's how he got caught.
right.
But
But I'm saying because somebody tried to mess it up with acid is why they have a glass frame on it now.
Yeah.
So what this old lady did to throw the cake at it didn't actually damage it. So
But what's so funny is when I saw it, I didn't know that the glass was there, and
I
I,
didn't
was
either.
like,
I was like, oh, no.
no! Do you know what they're gonna have to do? I have
Right.
watched. I went through a training on like a courier, or is it courier? Yeah.
did you
And
go through courier training?
Well, it was like a day train, like. It was like a part of a whole thing.
not-
as
not-
a teacher, we get to.
It's not courier. I think it's curator.
Curator. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Curator.
yeah,
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 sorry.
yeah.
Curator.
Right.
And
Did you?
obviously, my training wasn't great. I didn't even know the name. I said courier, whatever that is.
A courier is the one
Curator.
that would bring it to
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
museum,
right.
I guess. You know what I'm saying?
I'm all mixed up. Anyway,
Right.
curator, right. And we were able to watch how they clean
And, like, restore
take
paintings?
care and restore. It was
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
I left there saying I want to do that.
Right.
I left there like I would love to do this. Like it would be so fun.
How much do they get paid?
And then I was like, I'm not sure they get paid a whole lot.
Well, if they get paid enough, more than teachers, you
I
might want to
think
consider
it depends. I think it depends. If I'm doing that for the Mona Lisa,
Oh, yeah. If
maybe.
you're at the Louvre or
but
something
if I'm
like
like
that, you're
a
right, yeah.
random little museum that
You're right.
the schools take the kids to, I don't know.
Right. That's a good
I don't
point.
know, so.
That's hilarious.
I changed my mind on that.
So we want to talk a little bit about manliness.
Yeah. Today we want to talk about when men don't feel manly, actually. Okay. Because we've dealt with this before
We have.
in our own marriage.
Yes.
And, what makes you feel like a man? Like, I want to know, what is it? Because sometimes women, we look at it and we're like, why y'all gotta always try to be manly? Like,
Right,
why you
right,
always,
right.
you know? But honestly, let's look at it. You know, I think we need to understand this as women instead of
agree.
just brushing it off and saying, you know, because I don't ever think to myself, you know, I want to feel like a woman. I don't have to think that. I feel like I don't have to think that. I mean, not often. You know what I mean? Like there are not many times in my life where I'm like, I don't feel like a woman.
Right.
You know, and maybe I haven't gotten to that point yet. I don't know. Maybe
yeah.
that will come. But so I don't know how that feels because I feel like with men that happens often.
Now, real quick.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
You are right. And I think it's more so now than ever. And I would say
More so now than ever for you?
for me as a man and
I
for
didn't
men
know
my,
that.
and for men my age.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why in a second. But you just said something that clues me in to when I think you're going to go through the same thing. I think when you hit menopause
Yes.
and start.
That's why I said.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's why I think it happens to us too.
Oh.
So let me just tell you what's going on
Okay.
with me right now.
All right.
So I'm in my 40s, and I feel like
are?
yeah.
Wow. You look great.
Thank you very much. And you're in your 30s.
Yes,
No, you're not.
thank you.
No, you're not. Anyway, but you do look like you're in your 20s. Okay, so I'm in my 40s now, and there are some things that are different about me now than they were when I was in my 20s. You know, I used to be able to eat anything I wanted and not really see any effect to my body.
Wow.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I used to be able to play basketball all day, and I might get sore a little bit, but I would recover very quickly.
Yeah.
If I was outside playing with somebody, I wouldn't get winded fast. Now I play with my 17-year-old, and I go 2, maybe 3 minutes, and I'm like
Yeah.
sucking wind. So all of these things are evidences that I am not the person I used to be, and like a man would think, and I'm not the man I used to be. So we start thinking about that a
wow.
lot more now than we used to think, because there were things that we associated with what it meant to be a man that we can't do as well anymore. So we have to like move the goalposts. We have to make it so that we're good at something. In other words, this is why I play golf now and not basketball anymore.
Right,
because
right,
I can be
right.
good at that at my age.
Yes.
Somehow that makes you feel like a man. And
Wow.
I don't know.
I did not know that.
I don't know if this is a positive or negative thing. I think when I say it in front of a woman, a regular woman, I probably wouldn't say it with confidence. I say it in front of you with confidence because I know you know me, so it's not a problem. You're not going to change the way you think about me. But when I say this in front of a regular woman, I think to myself, I wonder if she thinks I'm going to think I'm macho or whatever. And of
Right,
course, we want to
right.
avoid that too.
Right.
So it's a lot to deal with, especially now that we have terms like simp
Yeah.
and toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
That those are what I would think are like the extremes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And
They
we're
are,
trying
they
not
are.
we're trying not to be those as
Either
men.
one, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's not that easy. And to be very honest with you, I'm glad you're bringing this up because I do think that sometimes women, because they don't understand this, minimize it. I do
Yes.
think it's bad if your husband feels this way. I feel that it's bad as a wife to minimize it and to have the attitude of sort of like, you know, why you
Right.
thinking like that? You know
and
what I'm
I have done that multiple times.
saying? You haven't done it in a while though. I don't feel that way at all about you.
No,
now.
because I understand a little bit
Right.
better now.
Yes.
But like when you had your back surgery and you couldn't
Yes.
pick up 10 pounds and you were tripping about that, I'm like, it's just for a little bit. Like, chill. Like,
that,
you know what I'm
seemed
saying?
like, that seemed like forever.
I know, but I'm saying
and the other thing was we had major stuff happening during that time.
moved- yeah.
We
And you had to
we bought
watch me picking up
furniture.
stuff.
You
Yeah.
and John,
Yeah.
and John was a lot younger then.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like 14.
And your brother helped me take that huge couch in the basement.
Which I was okay with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, he's my brother. He's supposed to step in like that.
Okay.
But I didn't like it when my really young son or my really old dad was the one helping you, or your dad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want to be the guy that you count on for that. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, there's something about being able to be counted on in that way that makes me feel like I'm fulfilling my duty as the man of the
But I
house.
feel like, I get that.
Yes.
But sometimes I feel like, you know, how can you always be that?
Right.
Like it's impossible
Right.
because you're human and you have a body that
Yes.
breaks down sometimes.
Yes.
Like if you were like down and out and that's it, you never coming back. I can see you going through a you know, almost like grieving, and then you kind of get over it in a way, whatever, you know, because I think you need to bounce from that.
Yes.
Because now you have to, you know, be comfortable with the new reality. Not necessarily
Yes.
comfortable, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Live with the new reality. But the fact that you, you know, were just so, it just really got to you. And I'm thinking, babe, this is not forever. And you know it's not forever.
Let me help you explain. Let me explain to you why.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we know as men, right? And you know it too as a woman, but maybe for some reason you just don't react the same way we do. When you start seeing that you're unable to do things you used to be able to do, you know in that moment this is the beginning of the end. This is not getting better. So you describe it as a temporary thing. It's not temporary. Now, it's temporary that I'm going to recover from this surgery.
That's what I'm saying.
That's temporary.
Yes.
But there is this thing that we're always thinking about as men that at some point I'm not going to be able to do what I did. And I'm saying look, when I was 21 and then 22 and then 23 and then 24 and then 25, I was on the uphill. I was going up. I was getting better.
Yeah.
So there's a point after you're about 35 where you start going down the mountain. Now you start saying to yourself, oh no, this is the beginning of the end. So this is not going back to the way it was. It's going to keep getting worse. Yeah. And I think that's what we think about as men.
Well, I think that women do go through that in a different way. I think we go through with our looks because that's what society looks at. Like for men, they don't look at the looks. It's like you can get older, you can have gray, you can get a belly, you can get all that, and you're still, you're not going to be seen as
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, listen, when I
Denzel,
saw,
these guys are getting old, and they're getting more roles now.
When I just saw Brad Pitt in a new movie, and I was like, Brad don't look like he used to look.
Right.
Brad don't look bad, but I'm just saying, I was like, but it don't even matter.
Right.
He's still going to have that role as a hardcore.
Yes.
You can still jump off of buildings and you're
now that's you're talking about Tom Cruise.
No, it was Brad Pitt. I know Tom Cruise jumps off.
Tom Cruise be doing that.
I do know he does that. He actually does that.
Yes.
He actually
he'd be running still and he's like 65.
Exactly. But I'm talking about the Brad Pitt movie I just saw the other day, and I was just thinking, it does not matter with men.
Right.
But with women, they get a role and people talk about the wrinkles or that she's old or has gray or she's not as this anymore. And I'm just like, man, so that is something.
Yes.
But I don't see that as, man, I'm not a woman. I just see that as a woman getting older and now you have to deal with that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And looking at yourself, age.
Yeah.
And I think that society makes that a negative for women and it doesn't make it a negative for men.
Yes. And I'm not sure why that is.
I don't know what that is either. I think
there is something about this conversation, though, that I think might be a little bit of a double standard. And to be honest with you, I'm going to ask you about it when we come back from the break.
Okay.
Because to be honest with you, I do think there are some things that you, as a woman and other women, secretly want from their man. And if he doesn't do that, you're going to think he's less of a man. That's my personal opinion. I'm going to ask you that question when we come back.
That's a good question.
So we will see.
You're listening to the Lance J Radio Network.
Paragon 7 Studios.
Hey.
John and April back at you. Back for the break.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't help but get down when I hear this beat.
Your chair dances are a little bit more, involved. And most people just move around like this. You know what I'm saying? You're doing like full choreography in that joint. You know what I'm saying? Which is hilarious. And it depends on the song. But certain songs hit a certain way. You can't help but do a whole choreography to it.
Exactly.
I like that about you, though. Okay, so here's my question, right? So I said I was going to ask this when we came back from the break. And, well, actually, before I ask that, I want to give you an example of something that I'm talking about. Okay. So I saw this. I don't know if you saw it. I saw something on social media recently where Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian were walking together. Looked like they were outside of a venue of some kind, maybe like a stadium or something. I'm not sure where they were. Mm-hmm. And there were bodyguards around them. And they got to a place where there were more people. Like all of a sudden where they walked to, there was a lot of people around.
Okay.
Pete, almost instinctively, grabbed Kim like by the waist and like pulled her over to the other side of him, almost like to shield her from the crowd that was there. And I read the comments. The women in the comments were absolutely going nuts over Pete. They loved what he did. and they talked about how much of a man he was,
Yeah.
and how do you see how Pete's protecting Kim and blah blah blah. It was. I wish I had the comments in front of me so I could just read it.
Yeah.
And it just. First of all, did you see that?
I did not see
Okay,
that.
you did not see that.
No.
We need to look at that. You need
But
to
I
find it
love Pete
online
now.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. I think a
Oh, I
lot of
love
people.
that.
I think a lot of people thought of Pete maybe as a little corny or whatever. What is she seeing him kind of thing? And then that situation seemed to turn things a little bit. So
Well, honestly, it's funny because Pete, you said people see Pete as this, that, or whatever. I just looking at him and how he's handled this whole situation.
yeah,
I immediately Pete did not look like that to me.
you mean
Like
like the way he looked initially?
Well,
he looks different to you now. Is that what
not
you're saying?
necessarily initially, because I never looked at him and said, "Oh, he's this or that."
Okay.
But seeing him with Kim and handling this whole situation
Yeah.
the way he's handled it, I don't know. I see him as super confident.
Oh yeah, he's a G.
like that's why Kim
Yeah,
likes
oh,
him.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, when
'Cause
you see them
he's not-
together now, he doesn't look to me like he thinks he's not on her level. Like
Right.
it doesn't seem
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
He seems like
That's
a
what I'm
confident
saying.
dude.
I don't know. I just
Yeah,
and
I
she
agree.
even looks at him and reacts to him as if he is
Yeah.
a confident dude. Like,
Yeah.
but
we should,
anyway,
we should talk about that at the next show. Actually,
we
now I
should
think about it.
But I like that a lot.
Yeah, I like it too. So
Because I like when you do that to me.
exactly.
When you move me over.
All right. So here's my
you
question.
know.
So here's my question, and here's why I think there may be a little bit of a double standard because it
Mm-hmm.
kind of begs this question: do you think that women do what you did earlier, which is kind of like, why you got to be so macho? What's the big deal? Who cares? Why do
Yeah.
you always care about what it looks like or whatever? But are there things that you feel like you need from me in order for me to be manly? Is there a way for me to look less manly in your eyes? First of all, do you want a man? Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and answer the question.
Yes, I want a man.
You want your man to be a man.
Listen, my
Okay.
dad is a man.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
And I just, seeing that, I admire that. I
Yes.
want that.
Yes.
And I got that.
And you've always been attracted to that.
I've always been attracted to that
Yes.
because, you want a man, somebody who can handle business.
Right.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
don't want a
Get
simp.
the job done. No, I don't want
Right,
a simp.
right.
I do not want a simp. And I
Exactly.
don't want toxic masculinity
Yeah, you don't
either.
want that either. Yes, exactly.
Somebody who's balanced.
Yes,
Who can
you're not
be-
looking for patriarchy.
No.
where it's like submit to me and I don't submit to you. And that kind of
Exactly.
thing. You're not looking for that.
No,
right?
no.
Yes,
But somebody who can be understanding
Yes.
as well as
Right. Mm-hmm.
stand up for himself and get the job done when something needs to get done. Handle business. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think that's a double standard then? Do you think it's a double standard for wives to not be understanding to their husbands when their husbands are feeling like less of a man?
Mm-hmm.
And then on the same token, on the other side of the same coin, requiring things from me because you want a man? Like certain kinds of behaviors and stuff like that.
I wouldn't say that's a double standard. And the
Of
reason
course
why-
you wouldn't.
No, babe, seriously.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me tell you why. Because just because I want you to do some things that I consider manly or that I feel like a man of the home should do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Does not mean that I'm not going to be like, it's okay that you can't pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see you my attitude is I don't see you as less of a man because you
I can't do the particular thing.
Yeah,
Right.
like, I don't
but
see you-
what would make you see me as less of a man? Is there something I could
Honestly-
do that make you feel like, oh man, what's happening to him? What happened to my man?
Honestly, for me, it's see, I think for men it's like they look at the physical.
Okay.
It's like for you, just like you said, you can't play
Can I-
basketball.
can I
as
pick
much, or
that
you
up
can't-
anymore, or
Yeah,
whatever.
or you can't, whatever.
Maybe
you know?
last as long in the bedroom.
Exactly.
Or something like that. Yeah, okay.
That's not, to me, that doesn't equal man to me.
Okay. So that you're not
Okay.
looking for those kinds of things.
Even though I would want my man to be able to pick stuff up, like if I can't, can you
Right.
come get this? But
Right.
if you can't because you're older or you can't because you're sick,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be like, oh man, he ain't no man no more.
So this
You
is
see what I'm saying?
and this is kind of worried
But
about
if I started dating you
Yes.
and I asked you to if I asked you to take my bags to my room in
Yes.
college,
Yes.
and you were like, oh man, these are too heavy, I'd be like, oh.
Okay.
That'd be a turnoff because you
Yes.
should be able to pick up the bags at 20 years old, 19. You know what I'm saying?
It
So
would be a
that's-
turn off for you if you had to ask me to do it instead
that
of me
too.
just doing it without you asking.
Okay, so that's different.
Right,
Okay, that's
right.
totally different.
Right.
But we're together. We're aging.
Yes.
I'm mad at you because you're trying to pick up the bags. You
Because-
see what I'm saying?
Yes. But
I think you're more of a man when you can say, I can't pick up those bags anymore.
okay. Being honest and saying, I used to be able to do that, but I'm not the man I used to be.
Exactly. That to me, that's a man. Because you're able to say, hey, I'm moving on to a next stage in my manlyhood and in my manhood.
Manlyhood is good. I like
manlyhood's
that.
okay.
Yeah, I like that.
And I'm okay with accepting. I'm able to accept the fact that I'm at this stage and we're gonna do this together. Now let's call somebody to come pick up this bag. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. That's a man to me.
So let me
now
tell
go
you.
back. Let's go back to what you asked me. though.
Because here's the thing.
Okay.
This is what we as men are really worried about. I
What's
may
that?
have told you this before. I don't know.
Okay.
What we're really worried about is that our woman will not see us as a man.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Like honestly, these other people don't know me like that. They don't know.
Yeah.
So somebody out there doesn't think I'm a man. Who cares? I don't know you. You don't know me. You have no idea what goes on in my home. But when you're it's like a man wants to feel like his wife admires him as a man, and the day that I lose that, man, I'm in trouble. So I'm worried about that.
And see, that's the thing.
And I shouldn't say I'm really worried about it. It's
Yeah.
not something that I think about.
Yeah.
But it's in the back of my head, and it's actually what motivates what I do.
But I think that your character,
Okay.
who you are, makes you a man to me. I would not have married you if I did not think you were a man.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
But the thing I think that men don't realize is you're thinking that we are saying to you, you're not a man anymore because you can't do A, B, and C, when really it's turning us off that you are saying, I'm still a man, and you over here trying to do all this stuff. It actually makes us get irritated
Now,
with you.
who was that just now? Like, because that wasn't me.
That's
was it?
you later.
Oh, that's me later. Okay.
I am the man. I can pick up this bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like it's like
I'm not gonna do
come
that.
on. That actually takes away. Because you know what it feels to me? You're actually not trying to be a man for me. You're trying to be a man for you. So it makes it that it's not for me. It's not for me to continue to see you as a man. It's for you to continue. And until you admit that,
Right.
you're going to still be trying to do this, that, and the other. Think it's trying to say, I want her because you need to blame me so that you don't have to admit to yourself that you don't feel you're a man.
Now,
you
there is-
understand what I'm saying?
there is that other
there's
pressure,
a
too.
deeper, There's a deeper part of
Now
this.
that I think about it, there are 3 people that men care about thinking that they are men. Their wives, that's number 1. Number 2 is their boys.
Right.
Okay. so if my boys start making fun of me that I can't do certain things, whatever. So there's certain things that we're gonna do in front of
Yeah.
each other and with each other to
See, you have to
maintain
admit that,
manhood.
though.
And then there's me.
Yeah.
When I look in the mirror, am I still seeing a man? I gotta feel like I'm still a man.
Yes, but you have to be able to say, I am still a man. I am now a 43-year-old man. I am now a 60-year-old
Yes,
man.
right,
Do you understand what
right.
I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
So when I look and I see the wrinkles, I have to say, I'm a 43-year-old woman now. So let me get over that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
so
you know what I'm
if
saying?
I were as cavalier about your feelings, about your face,
You are.
and I am. I'm as cavalier as you are about that. You think
Yes.
so? You're right. Okay. No, do you like that? Because I often say to you how upset I am at you at the characterizations you have of yourself about the way you look.
Okay, so you're-
and I'm saying
Maybe I'm not understanding the word cavalier.
okay. So earlier I said
Yeah.
that many wives do not understand and usually kind of downplay
Okay.
their
Yeah.
husbands need to feel like a man.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
At the same time, I'm asking if I were just as cavalier with you
Yes.
about how you feel about your looks now that you're 43, how would you feel about that?
So you say
because I feel like you need me to be understanding about that, and yet you don't.
you're not understanding about that.
I know,
So I was
but you, I'm
correct
saying,
in
but
my-
you
in
need
my-
me, but you need me to be understanding about that, right? Like you want me to.
Yes.
So what about me? I'm saying what?
So I was,
what do
I was
we, what,
understanding that correctly.
you did understand it correctly.
Yes,
My question is,
that's what I
what do
thought.
we want? Is it okay for men to want their wives to be understanding about our need
Yes.
to feel like a man?
Yes.
And to
I
not
do.
downplay it
Yes.
and to not
And I
really
think there's
degrade us in that way.
Yes, and I think there's
Yeah.
other ways that we can approach that as women.
Okay.
And I think that I could do better. Well, I have done better.
You have.
Yeah, I've done
I
better.
was just bringing that up. I
no,
wasn't really,
but I'm saying, and I
calling you
think
out
you
on it.
could too, because when I say
No
stuff
question.
like, oh man, look at this. Oh my goodness, I got this now. Oh gosh. You should be able to say, oh baby, you're still beautiful.
I do.
Yeah, but you don't do it that way. You do not do
Hold
it
on.
that way.
But-
you know
but-
how you do it?
but-
babe, Why you always got it? You are
First of all,
fine.
I do not sound like that. Now, I get mad at you when you use certain words about yourself. Remember, we talked about that.
I know. Like if I say, "Oh my goodness, I'm so hideous,"
If you say the word hideous, I'm
but
like,
I'm joking.
I get mad.
I'm not joking, but
You're
I'm
hideous? I mean, I understand you may have more wrinkles than
I'm
before.
just being
Exaggerative. Hyperbolic, as usual.
hyperbolic.
Yes.
Okay. Now you asked me a question real quick. You said, "What is it that makes you a man to me?" Or what would
Yes,
take,
I did ask you that.
I want to be able to answer
Or
this.
what are the things that would make you think I was less than a man? Yes, go ahead.
The thing is, what I said, what your character the
stuff.
thing that already attracted me to you, but you not keeping your word. That is what, not you not being able to lift something.
Right.
Not you not being able to drive or
Right.
you not,
Yes.
it's you not keeping your word. You say you're going to do something. You say you're going to take care of this for the family, and then you don't. You know what I'm
That's-
saying?
that's when
and
you feel
then
like, okay,
you
he's not a
don't
man.
tell me.
Right.
That
never happens.
takes away from, because that's not the man that I know.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I think that's something that doesn't have to change because that's who you are.
It can stay the same whether I'm 70 or 7.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Because that's who you are.
Well, I'm not a man at 7, but you know what I mean. 17. Word of the day. What do we have for word of the day today? Because we're talking all this manly stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Word of the day.
The word of the day is gallant. Gallant?
I think it's just gallant.
Gallant.
Yes.
I'm doing really poorly with words today.
It's late. We are recording late at night right now.
We
no one
are.
knows that.
Nobody
But
knows that.
The word is
And I worked
gallant.
today.
You
Gallant.
did work today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Last
here's what
day
it
at
means. Giving special attention and respect to women. Chivalrous.
Yes. Chivalrous.
So that's the kind of man that you want, a gallant man, a chivalrous man.
Yes.
Yes.
Giving special attention and respect to women.
This is interesting because
Yeah.
it sounds like then part of your definition of what it means to be manly is how you treat women. And I think men, we don't think about that. We think about being manly,
Yeah.
like April said a second ago, and she characterized it. It's about me doing certain things
Because
and
it's
picking up stuff and all that.
It's men's view as what a man looks like.
But our wives probably largely see us as men based on how we treat them. And
Yes.
that's probably the most important aspect. So you don't want me to say I'm going to do something and then not do it and then not even tell you that I didn't do it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's to me not respecting me as your wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like that. Not that
course.
you aren't, but I'm saying it feels like that. But I was going to say, I really am let me see, how can I put these words together? Traditional. I'm modern and traditional. I like a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I like some of each because really traditionally I want the Pete Davidson hand on the waist moving me over
Yes.
to
Yes.
show
Yes.
that you are protecting me. Some people would
Yes.
see that as, oh, you trying to control me.
Right.
I don't see it that way. I
Right,
see it
right.
as you trying to protect me. You want to make sure that, and you want me to know that. I love that, right? You don't ever have to stop doing that. Even if
Right.
you can't protect me.
Uh-huh.
Even if you can't, keep the mob away.
Yes, right.
You are showing me that that's what you want to do. That's in your heart for me. To me, that is a man.
Yes. That's gallant.
That's gallant. I
Yeah.
love that. So
So, men, you know what to do now.
you don't have to be strong
That's it. Well, yeah.
later.
Right. You want me to be strong right now.
Well, like I said, you are the man you are now. And the man that you're gonna be is still a man.
Right.
It's just at a different stage. And I'm saying, let's equate that to your woman getting older, because that's an issue for women. That's
We need to talk about that in another
yeah,
episode.
that's an issue in society because women are seen,
Yeah.
and some people say not heard.
Uh-oh.
We ain't gonna talk about that though.
Not tonight.
I don't think people say that anymore.
They don't. Maybe about kids.
But women are still seen.
Right. And
Yeah,
not
that's
her.
another episode.
See y'all later. Men, be gallant.
Yes.
All right.
Bye, guys.